For over 30 years, Woody and Buzz have been there for every kid who needed them. But what happens when the kid stops needing them? Not because she grew up, not because she moved on, but because something brand new arrived in her room, something that never runs out of ideas, never needs imagination to work, and is always one step ahead of every toy that came before it. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, the whole gang, back together, facing the one enemy they never trained for, a tablet. And the most alarming part? The tablet might actually be trying to help. This is Toy Story 5, and it might be the most relevant story Pixar has ever told. About 3 years have passed since Toy Story 4. Bonnie is now 8 years old, still sweet, still shy, still the same kid who carried Woody's hat through her first day of kindergarten. But 8 is different from 5, and the world around Bonnie is changing faster than the toys in her room can keep up with. Woody, having left at the end of the last film to stay with Bo Peep and help lost toys find kids who love them, has been out in the world doing exactly that. Back in Bonnie's room, Jessie has stepped up as the new sheriff. She is leading the gang, keeping everyone organised, and most importantly, keeping Bonnie engaged through the power of play. Buzz is deputy to Sheriff Jessie. Forky and Karen Beverly, the spork who became a toy, and the bedazzled plastic knife who fell in love with him, are newly married. Rex, Ham, the potato heads, Slinky, everyone is in place, doing their jobs, being the toys Bonnie needs. And then Lilypad arrives. Lilypad is a smart tablet, frog-shaped, colourful, designed for kids. And from the moment she is set up in Bonnie's room, everything changes. She does not have the limitations that define what a toy is. She never gets bored. She adapts to whatever Bonnie needs: educational games, creative apps, connections to other kids through something called the Pond, which is essentially a curated social platform for children. Within days, Bonnie is spending more time with Lilypad than with all her other toys combined. Jessie watches this happen and feels the ground shifting underneath her. She confronts Lilypad, directly explaining that the toys have been working all summer to help Bonnie connect with friends, and that Lilypad is undermining everything they have built. And here is where it gets complicated. Because Lilypad is not wrong. She is genuinely trying to help Bonnie, not as a villain, not as something sinister, but as a device doing exactly what it was designed to do. She and Jessie, as different as they are, actually want the same thing. They just completely disagree on how to get there. Meanwhile, somewhere in the middle of the ocean, something extraordinary is happening. A shipping container carrying 50 brand new high-tech edition Buzz Lightyear action figures has washed ashore on a small deserted island. All 50 of them wake up at the same time. And here is the problem. They are all stuck in demo mode, which means every single one of them is completely convinced that he is the real Buzz Lightyear on an actual mission, and that the bright star they can see in the night sky is Star Command waiting for them. 50 Buzz Lightyears. All equally certain they are the original. All equally determined to reach Star Command. They build rafts from their packaging and set sail across the ocean. What follows is one of the funniest and surprisingly heartfelt subplots Pixar has built in years. 50 versions of the same character, forced to work together despite having the exact same stubbornness, the exact same confidence, and the exact same inability to admit that any of the other 49 might have a point. Woody is out with Bo Peep when a message reaches him. Something is wrong back in Bonnie's room. Jessie and Bullseye have gone missing, separated from the group in the chaos surrounding Lilypad's arrival, and Buzz needs his old partner. Woody comes back. And the moment he steps back into Bonnie's room, you feel the weight of everything these characters have been through together. 4 movies. 30 years of real time. The kind of friendship that has made people cry in theatres across multiple generations. Woody and Buzz together again. Their mission is clear: find Jessie and Bullseye, figure out what is actually happening with Lilypad, and help Bonnie however they can. Jessie, separated from the group and determined to fix things herself, finds herself on an adventure outside Bonnie's room with Bullseye and a collection of unexpected new allies. Among them is Smarty Pants, a toilet training tech toy who has been forgotten in a shed for years since his kid long since outgrew potty training. Smarty Pants is abrasive, self-important, and deeply funny a toy who spent years in sleep mode and is now suddenly awake and very opinionated about everything. What Jessie discovers on this journey about herself, about leadership, and about why the gap between old toys and new technology does not have to be an unbridgeable one, becomes the emotional centre of the entire film. As everything converges back in Bonnie's room, the film arrives at the question it has been building toward since the first scene. Is Lilypad the enemy? She is not cruel. She is not manipulative in the way Lotso was in Toy Story 3. She is a device doing exactly what she was designed to do, engaging a child, connecting her to friends, stimulating her creativity through technology. The toys are not wrong to feel threatened. Screen time is real. The pull of technology on children is real, and the fear that imagination and physical play are being crowded out by endless digital stimulation is one that resonates with every parent watching this film. But Lilypad is not wrong either. The resolution the film finds is not about defeating the tablet. It is about something more nuanced, about how old things and new things can coexist, and about what toys uniquely offer that technology simply cannot replace. The 50 Buzz Lightyears finally make it home. Their arrival is exactly as chaotic and wonderful as you would expect. Jessie and Bullseye return. Woody and Buzz are together. The whole gang is back. And Bonnie, 8 years old and growing up fast, finds a way to hold both worlds at once. Not because an adult told her to, not because Lilypad was defeated, but because the toys in her room have given her something no app can fully replicate: a physical, imaginative relationship with the world that lives in her hands and her heart, not just her screen. The film closes with something that has defined this franchise since 1995. The image of a child and her toys, connected by something simple and irreplaceable. And if you grew up with Woody and Buzz, the final few minutes are going to remind you exactly why these films have made people cry in the dark for 30 years. So that is Toy Story 5, 2026. Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz, Joan Cusack as Jessie, Greta Lee as Lilypad. Directed by Andrew Stanton. Music by Randy Newman. And yes, there is an original Taylor Swift song called I Knew It, I Knew You. And yes, it is exactly as emotional as you would expect. The film holds a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes and has already crossed $760 million worldwide, making it the third biggest film of 2026. If this recap brought back memories, hit subscribe. We do this every single week. Full story, no filler, under 15 minutes. And drop a comment. Are you Team Jessie or Team Lilypad? See you in the next one.